Okay, greetings, Patriots, Starseeds, light workers, and of course our very brave military. Welcome to 1776 United, and we're in a worldwide and galactic revolution. I'm Alex West, and today is November the 16th, and yeah, let's get into it. So, what we're dealing with right now, we've all been going through this pain, and it's a lot of people have been going through a lot more pain than others, based on their, circumstances and everything else. But, we all have witnessed the fall of Paris, the fall of London, England, to the jihadis, and but nobody seemed to wake up about it. So now I'm going to take us back to the days of the Kool-Aid, the 2020 Kool-Aid agenda, and basically, everybody was saying, why did Trump do this and why did he take it? It wasn't Trump that was doing this. The White Hats were doing everything they can. If they would have let it go and do nothing, there would have been a billion, maybe possibly more, people dead. As it turned out, there was only 20 million. So, I mean, what's better, 20 million or a billion? Okay, and then we would have been locked down for 10 years. So, I just want to get that out in the clear. So, the White Hats, because this is the Black Hats, are in such they have rotted every faucet of society in pretty much around the world, in Western society most of all. But there are other countries that did capitulate to them, and of course, they're feeling the wrath of their of their cruel and tyrannical operations. There was countries out there that did stand up to it. Hungary did, Poland, Russia, the Eastern blocs that had already been invaded many, many times in hundreds of years ago. And then, of course, there was the other nations such as North Korea that stood up to it, and or Iran, that stood up to it, and they say they weren't going to have anything to do with these Rothschild satanics. But the pain is being dropped in phases because the sleepers and basically humanity is not waking up. Now, I know the Patriots are waking up. I know very, very well the Patriots are there. The Starseeds are out there. Light workers of all kinds are in there. They're right in tune with what's going on. Unfortunately, we've had to suck up the pain along with the lefties, NPCs, and of course the sleepers. But I can assure you that all the countries are failing in the judicial system, in the medical system, the political system, even the militaries. City cops, like if you're a sergeant or a lieutenant or a captain, the only way you got there is by being a Mason. And that goes for all Western countries that are out there, or anybody that has cops on the streets. They're all, and that goes in the Philippines, it goes in Canada, Mexico, United States, Europe, mainly, but this is where we're at. And, but, we witness the the jihadis, bring down Paris and make it an absolute rotting cesspool. Then we witnessed, of course, humanity did nothing except for the people of Paris. They were out there rioting, but I mean, it's basically Paris is burning. And then we witnessed London, and nobody did anything except for the Londoners, which stood up and do whatever they could do. But when you have a gazillion, a million or 2 million Muslims attacking with violence, and their erratic mind control jihadi attitudes, they can bring down a city, which we have witnessed twice, Paris and England, and London, and the world did not stand up to it. Not even the military. They let it go. Now we have a man commie in New York, and they're going to do the same thing here. So what are the white hats going to do? They're going to let them do it. They're going to let New York burn. They're going to let New York burn, and unfortunately, the Jersey boys and the mobsters up there, they're not going to have a chance. And but they are going to let them go as what the black hats wanted to do. And the white hats are basically going to let them go until society and humanity wakes up and says, that's enough. We can't deal with it no more. Now, what they did was when the white hats injected the Mancami in there, they were saying, okay, well, he's a communist and he's a Muslim. It doesn't even make sense. How can you be a Muslim and a commie? They don't assimilate. There's nothing in each other's readings or what they believe in is the same. Okay? So that you're going to watch burn. And what the white hats are doing, say, well, okay, fine. Let them have New York and vote them in there. And you got all the lefties and crazies that are going to migrate to there because now they're in this warped sense of their environment that makes no sense at all. But they think they're going to have their freedom and everybody's going to have the same and whatever. But the smart money is leaving New York right now as we speak. There's a lot of very rich people that are packing up and moving their operations, otherwise gone. So this is exactly what's happening. The white hats are just letting them do it. So they're basically putting all the leftists and the NPCs and the mind controllers and the jihadis all in the city, and here we go, escape from New York. And then maybe it'll be escape from LA. That might be another one. Okay, so this is where we're at, and the white hats are letting them go and destroy themselves. Because I'll tell you right now, if you have a bunch of commies leftists in there that they think that they can go up to a jihadi and give him a big hug, that ain't going to happen. So we're going to witness a destruction of the Islamic, fundamentalists, and then you're going to see. Well, first you're going to see the commies disappear because they're all going to get wiped out by the jihadis because there's more of them. And these lefties think that they can walk around in these black bandanas and Antifa and think that they can assimilate and be aside with the Islamics. No, the Islamics kill themselves. There's all kinds of, the ugliness that they do is absolutely, and what they're doing now, going after the Christians, and I think the commander is more focused on Boko Haram out in Africa, them killing the Christians. At least they can go in there and save the Christians there, or what is going on in South Africa. I think he's got those two countries in more priority than he does New York. He says, yeah, let New York burn. Let them kill each other. And that's how this whole thing's going to be won. The Islamics, you have to understand about about Islam. If you're not, they'll stop vehicles on the side of the road, and the guy will stop. He'll have an AK-47, and he'll stop a truck, and then he'll come up to the truck, and he'll say, "Are you Muslim?" And the driver will say, "Yep, I'm Muslim, very, very, really Muslim." Then he'll give him a bit of a test, and if he doesn't pass that test, he'll take him out in the ditch, and he'll shoot him, kill him, and then they'll, of course, take all their goods and take the vehicle and whatever they're doing. So they're basically destroying themselves. And, they have it's not, I don't even call it a religion. It's a cult. It's a death cult. That's what it is. And you can, I don't give a shit what they say. With what's going on out there right now, with all these minorities or the blacks blaming the whites for all this other horse shit. You go fuck yourself. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's not us. I mean, it's not the Christian people. You go to a Christian country and people are in trouble and they have issues or whatever, they'll be helped. The Christians will pray for them. They're not a violent people. But everybody is tries to mix this shit up and get so convoluted, and then you have all these Muslims in here, they cry, whine, and bitch and all those other things, and of course the lefties that are in power give them all the tax money that they want because they're whining and bitching. Well, let them have the city and let the city burn. Let it burn. And this is what the white hats are doing. Why should we go in there and risk our good battle-hardened troops to try to clean out these cities? Now, if there's a mayor in there that asks for help from our commander, of course he's going to respond to that, and he says, "Yeah, we'll come in and we'll clean it up." But they don't. They said, "No, it's okay. We'll just leave it alone." So let the black hats burn it all down. Let whatever blue city there is. Let them do whatever they want to do with it, right? Because it's all rotten. Excuse me. The judicial system, the medical system, political, military, the city cops, education. They're all they're all rotten. The cities are rotten inside. They have to be brought down. And the white hats have been shoring it up. And Ricardo Bossi came out with a really good analogy about this, right? They've been shoring up. It's like rebuilding a old historic heritage home. And what you do is you go in there and you change one beam at a time to restore it. So you put a nice new beam in there, and then you start shoring that particular area up. And because of the structure, it's so intricate and very, very complicated structure, you have to put certain beams in certain areas and then slowly take out the rotten beams. And I thought that was a really good analogy, and that's what the white hats have been doing for years and years. They've been installing the solid beams in certain areas and grabbing the old ugly beams that are rotting from the inside core and taking them out, and without having, because you don't want to bring down the roof, right? You don't want to bring down society. And that's I thought was a really good analogy. Now, we have these jihadis going around there killing the Christians. The Christians are basically being genocide. Look what's happening with the things that are going on in Israel that went into Gaza. Same thing. So, and you're going to see all this stuff happening, and the things that have gone on that we have allowed on this planet is absolutely beyond word disgusting. It is absolutely, there's no words for it. Killing babies before they're born, sacrificing all this, thousands of children around the world for harvesting, for trafficking. We don't deserve the right. We don't deserve the right to operate our world. We don't deserve it, and it all needs to be terminated, as far as I'm concerned. So, the white hats are controlling the destruction of city by city. They're watching it. Now, there will be good things that are happening, but I think there's going to be pain in phases. There's people still out there that think, well, it's over there. It's not, it doesn't bother me. And if it doesn't bother me, it's not going to affect me. And I'll just carry on with my, miserable little life. Well, I'm going to tell you something. Next, it's going to be, first it was the food. Now you got people bitching about the food. So this is a they're turning up the pain in phases, turning it up more and more and more. So now it's the food. Now the dummies that are obesely or grossly overweight are, they don't have their food stamps anymore. Okay, good on them. And now they don't have their food stamps. They can't go do that. And the other thing, commanders cut it right off. So now they're going to say, well, what the hell do we do now? Yeah, maybe I might have to go to work, you know. So that's what's happening there. Now, next, what will be next? To wake up, that's just the you know, because there was, what is it, 44, was it 44 million people that were on food stamps in the United States? And I can honestly say there was at least 3.4 million people in Canada that are on food bank, and another probably another 2 or 3 million, maybe even more, that go to the food banks in Canada. Absolutely disgusting. And we call ourselves a first world country. It's so much full of horse shit. And I had something, and I'm going to be out of time here, but I'm going to carry on with another video for video number 2, or it'll be part 2. And I want to get all this out in these 2 videos so everybody kind of realizes exactly where we stand. Okay, see you on the next.